of our favorite items in this hour of time together. Speaking of favorite items though, I am a huge fan of FixMeStick. And basically this makes all wrongs right again. So it does what your antivirus programming cannot do. And basically they are doing this for us only as long as supplies last, but it's actually a twofer. And Kevin, I don't think we have an if purchased separately on this, but I can tell you this. Do you know that just the FixMeStick would sell for more than the price of admission, or basically the price of admission? So you are getting the StartMeStick, which by the way, $69 for 1 year for one computer anywhere else. And then you're also getting the FixMe and the StartMeStick, both of which would sell for $69 for one computer for 1 year anywhere else. Well, without further ado though, I'm gonna get right onto the show. My friend Joe Harrison. And Joe, I gotta tell you, big fan of yours, big fan of StartMe and FixMeStick. But best price anywhere, right?
It is. Not only best price, but the only place you can get the lifetime of use, which is a big deal because, Shannon, these viruses are not going away anytime soon. Viruses will be a thing really of the future, whether you're using a computer or it doesn't matter what brand you're using. And FixMeStick is good for 3 different computers at the same time. And then you have the StartMeStick. And this is something new. So this is going to help fix those older computers that haven't started in a long time. What this actually is a USB stick. You plug that in, it actually has, it's like its own little mini computer. Has its own software that's already built in, because a lot of us, Shannon, this is my 6-year-old Dell. It was a Today Special, loved it, but after a while the Windows software just doesn't work. It just boots up to this screen. I could start it all over again. It's gonna boot up to that screen again. Windows will not come back up again. But I still want to use it, so what I have to do now is I take that little StartMeStick, I'm gonna insert that into the USB port. And let me turn this off, and I'm going to turn it back on. And now it's going to boot up, not from Windows that's in there. It's actually going to boot up from the StartMeStick software. But I'll give you a heads up, because this one here, a lot of people know me as Gateway Joe, and this is the very last gateway I ever sold. This is a 2012 version of a gateway computer. I mean, this thing's 9 years old. Doesn't boot from Windows anymore. But Shannon, right now, I'm using the StartMeStick, and you can see this is what the StartMeStick operating system looks like. I can get online, I can play my games, I can watch Zoom, I can access my content, and do all those fun things online. You're not accessing Windows anymore that doesn't work. You're accessing the StartMeStick. And to show you just a quick little idea, here I am on hsn.com. Not only am I watching or on hsn.com, I'm actually watching us streaming live right now on a 9-year-old computer that doesn't turn on by itself. But now, because I have StartMeStick, it brings it back to life again. And remember that Dell I showed you? It wasn't working? 6-year-old Dell? It just booted up right away. I booted up to the StartMeStick operating system. It came back to life, all because I used the StartMeStick. So Shannon, if we have these old computers, we don't want to get rid of them because we have a lot of personal information on there, and the Windows operating system doesn't work anymore, but you don't need to worry about that anymore because the StartMeStick, plug it into the side, and it brings it back to life again.
Well, it does indeed. By the way, though, we do not have a ton of these. I know you saw that quantity sold. I do not believe we will be getting this back, certainly not with this configuration, because you have to remember, just the StartMeStick, one computer, 1 year, $69 anywhere else. And then of course, the FixMeStick, $69, 1 year, one computer, anywhere else. You read the reviews on this and they really do read like love letters though, because remember, it is doing what your antivirus programming is not doing. So for anyone, I mean, let's be honest, we're all doing something, whether it's Skyping, whether it's Zooming, whether it's FaceTiming, I mean, whatever it might be, we are all doing something. And Joe, correct me if I'm wrong, but this is a unique product unto itself, meaning when the big brains behind StartMeStick and FixMeStick created this, they were the geeks. Well, they were, you know, superheroes in the cyber world. So this is equivalent. The only way to do something like this would be to take it to someone who would have to remove all of those things that could, you know, steal our information, cause harm on our hard drive. So the only way to do something like this is either StartMeStick or FixMeStick or take it to a professional, right?
You're right. And when you take it to that professional, sure, they'll do a deep clean, Shannon. But over the years, I've had so many people said, I took it to the store, and then, Shannon, they would come home. They're like, I got back online again. and I got another virus. I mean, this is something that you can do whenever you need to. And the reason why this has been so successful is, like Shannon mentioned, this was created by two software engineers who worked in the antivirus field for more than a decade. They realized there has to be something better than antivirus. And why has antivirus not become as effective? Well, viruses are now getting smarter, and your antivirus only scans the active files, which are about 10% of your hard drive. Like today, for example, today's Monday. Do you know that if you ran your antivirus yesterday on a Sunday, there are viruses that are only active on Monday? So you might think, oh, I ran it yesterday, everything's fine. You come today, that virus wakes up and it steals your information, steals your passwords. Have you ever gotten an email where someone says your password has been compromised? It's because you probably have a virus that's on your computer that's stealing that information. And Shannon, in 2019, the #1 way that people had their identity stolen was through their computer, through a virus that's on the system. Because when you think about what information have you put on your computer just in the last couple months? Did you do your taxes online? Well, now there's your social, there's your address, there's your dependents, there's your spouse, there's all that information right there. Do you bank online? Have you ever put in a credit card online? All that stuff, there are viruses designed just to capture that information. And on average, it only takes 4 seconds to go from your computer to the bad guy who created that virus. But with FixMeStick, unlike antivirus, where it just scans the active files, or about 10%, this scans 100% of the files. So viruses that are hiding, that are sleeping, that are waiting for a certain day of the week or for you to hit a certain button, it doesn't matter. It's going to capture them all. Then when it runs this, there's actually a triple scanner that's built in. So every file doesn't get checked once. It gets checked 3 times to make sure if it's a bad virus, it's going to get rid of it. So if the first scanner misses it, no problem. You get the second one, you got the third one, and then we're truly going to clean up your system. But if it finds a virus, what it does is it doesn't put it on your computer in a bubble and put it in quarantine. It actually physically removes the virus from your computer. That's why every time you use FixMeStick, you have to plug it into a USB port. You have to plug it into your computer so that way it can capture. This kind of becomes like FixMeStick jail for all those viruses. They can't harm your system again. But when you run your antivirus, it takes probably 10 or 15 minutes. This is going to take several hours, 2 to 3 hours on average. So Shannon, I always tell, it's not even me that does this, it's my kids. I always tell people, do it at night. And my daughter, on Friday night, this is how exciting the Harrison household is. My daughter runs around saying it's FixMeStick time. She pops the FixMeStick into our computer. It goes to a deep clean. Then you wake up the next morning. It's fast, it's fresh, it's clean. It's like it's out of the box again. And Shannon, all I had to do was pop that into my computer and give my computer a really deep clean.
Well, and that's just it. I mean, it is plug and play. It is also exclusively here at HSN for this kind of price. As per always, you do get a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Here's the other thing, and Joe probably knows what I'm going to say. You get a 30-day return policy, but trust me when I tell you, there's more stuff on your computer than you even realize. And as an example, when we run these on the systems here at HSN, the computers that we put them on are not computers that have ever been in somebody's house. They are just on-air samples. And it is unbelievable. Frankly, it's a little scary when you see all the things that it finds, even on computers that were not used in a regular household. So with that unconditional 30-day return policy, get it at home, run it, and if you don't see a difference on your computer, it's running faster, it's running smoother, you feel a little more self-confident, you really have a sense of peace of mind because then you don't worry about what's lurking on that computer that you don't know about. And then moreover, with that StartMeStick, that was a real eye-opener for me because I think I have the exact gateway computer that Joe was showing you, and I can tell you for a fact, I mean, not only do you get nervous to try to boot it up, but you can't boot it up. I mean, because everything changes in life, this allows you the chance to do that. StartMeStick is basically like its own little self-enclosed computer, isn't it, Joe?
It is. You're exactly right. You see when you plug it into the USB port on your computer, it doesn't boot from Windows anymore. Like Microsoft does not support Windows 7. They do not support Windows 8. So there are no more updates. So a lot of times it doesn't work at all. There's the StartMeStick operating system. It allows you to get online, to check your Zoom calls, to get on Facebook if you want to, email, you can do your web chat. It does all that stuff. It just doesn't do it from a Windows operating system because the one on your computer is too old. So what this does is you plug this in. It truly is a mini computer because the hardware of your computer is still outstanding. And now the computer can really function again. So my 6-year-old Dell that wasn't turning on, my 9-year-old Gateway, the last Gateway I ever sold on HSN, both of these are now turning on and functioning because you have the StartMeStick. And this is good for a lifetime. Only HSN has a lifetime of use. And when you get these two devices at home, the silver one is the StartMeStick. The gold one is the FixMeStick. And you're also going to get this 5x7 card. On one side, it talks about the FixMeStick instructions. On the other side, talks about the StartMeStick instructions. Only HSN customers have a dedicated phone number. You'll see it on the card. It's just for HSN customers only. So if you have any questions or you hear about something, sometimes you hear about these awful viruses on the news and you're wondering, am I protected from that? Give these guys a call and they'll be happy to answer, or email them if you want to, but that is all exclusive to HSN. The other thing too is a lot of people think, I bought a Mac, I don't have to worry about viruses. Macs absolutely get viruses too. Don't believe the hype. It absolutely is something that can happen to a Mac. And the easiest way to tell if you have a virus or something that's slowing down the internet for you, go look at an item. Could be a vacation, could be a house, could be a car, could be an item you want to shop for. Go look at something, then go to another website. Did you see an advertisement for that item you just looked at? Well, now you have something that's tracking you. Now you have something that's following you around, slowing the internet for you, slowing down those internet resources. That's what FixMeSticks will get rid of too. So if you just want to see, do I really need this? You absolutely do. I recommend you run it once a week. But the other test, Shannon, is before you run this for the first time, run your antivirus that you've been trusting. Let it clean, find everything. But then run FixMeStick and then see what your antivirus missed. Because Shannon, your antivirus, it only scans the active files, about 10%. This scans 100% of the files. So your antivirus is like brushing your teeth. This is like going to the dentist for that deep clean to bring that computer back to life.
It is indeed, but they are the final quantities. So I know you've been seeing that quantity sold at the bottom of your screen. We have about 1,500 and that is it. So if you're interested, I would absolutely love to recommend it to you. 30-day return policy. You're not going to need those 30 days to see a difference and to really see all the things that your antivirus programming has been leaving behind. Joe, always nice to have you here. Thank you so much for joining us.
No problem. Thanks for having me.
Thank you, Joe. Now, around the corner, Amazon, Amazon, Amazon. Now, the only tracking